1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Abdurrafe Sohail. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has lauded role of police in eradicating the menace of terrorism from the country. Bangladesh Center for Rural Development for Asia Pacific has awarded High Performance Award to Benazir Income Support Program. A large number of Kashmiri Americans and their supporters held protest demonstration in Washington, drawing world's attention to human rights abuses in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And Israeli forces martyred 2 more Palestinians in the occupied West Bank today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has lauded the role of police in eradicating the menace of terrorism from the country. Addressing the passing out parade of 48th Specialized Training Program of Police Service of Pakistan in Islamabad today, he said, "Police have sacrificed their lives to maintain law and order in the country." The Prime Minister directed the Commandant of National Police Academy to ensure availability of all required facilities in the Police Academy to make it a role model for the provinces. Reiterating the government's resolve to work for progress and development of the country, the Prime Minister regretted that the previous government did not initiate work on projects offered by Saudi Development Fund. He said the incumbent government completed all procedures of those delayed projects within 2 days. Shehbaz Sharif said Saudi Arab has agreed to build an oil refinery in Pakistan at a cost of $10 to $12 billion. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has directed the authorities concerned to use all available resources on emergency basis for rehabilitation of the flood victims. He was chairing a review meeting on rehabilitation of flood victims in Islamabad today. Minister for Planning and Development S.N. Iqbal briefed the Prime Minister on the post-disaster need assessment report for sustainable rehabilitation of the flood victims. The report has been prepared with coordination of United Nations, Asian Development Bank and other international partners. Center on Integrated Rural Development for Asia and the Pacific has awarded Azizul Haq Rural Development Award to Benazir Income Support Program. The award has been given to BISP for its outstanding performance in integrated rural development and poverty alleviation. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's letter on worsening situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been delivered to the UN leadership by Pakistan's ambassador to the United Nations, Munir Akram. The ambassador met the President of the UN General Assembly, Chaba Qureshi, and the UN Security Council President, Michael Biang, and handed over the letter to them, which was later delivered to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The Foreign Minister's letter will be released by the United Nations as a document of the Security Council and the General Assembly. Winding up discussion on the Kashmir dispute at a webinar earlier in the day, Munir Akram said Pakistan has kept the Security Council informed almost every month about the evolving situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. He said the Foreign Minister's letter is part of Pakistan's efforts to keep the world apprised of the evolving situation and India's continuing oppression in Kashmir. A large number of Kashmiri Americans and their supporters and friends staged a protest demonstration in front of the Indian Embassy in Washington. On the occasion, President of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Sultan Mahmood Chaudhary, and other speakers drew the attention of the Biden administration to the grave human rights situation in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Sultan Mahmood Chaudhary warned that the deadly silence of the world powers over gruesome human rights abuses by Indian forces in Kashmir had given India a virtual license to kill innocent Kashmiris. He warned that Kashmir is facing the worst kind of oppression unleashed by the Indian army. He said India is using its military might to crush the peaceful resistance movement of Kashmir, and this is all being done with impunity. Israeli forces today martyred 2 Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. Palestinian Health Ministry said the martyred men were members of the Palestinian security forces and they were shot dead in Israeli army raid in Nablus. In Philippines, at least 13 people were killed today after a strong overnight downpour flooded a number of towns in Maguindanao province. Local media reported the heavy rain is related to the tropical storm Nalgae that is expected to make a landfall this Sunday on Luzon Island. And now cricket. In the ICC T20 World Cup, the match between Afghanistan and Ireland at Melbourne has been abandoned due to rain. The second match between Australia and England at the same venue has been delayed due to rain. And that is all for now. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.